So when you're finished working and you're happy with the result, the first thing you want to do is probably export it as a JPEG, and we'll do that just now. So you'll notice in the top right of Camera Raw, there's a little box with an arrow pointing down, and in other softwares you may be familiar that that represents your export or save option. So if we click on that button, a dialog box pops up and you'll see a couple of different options. Not all of them do we need to worry about at this stage. So you'll see first of all that you've got a destination and you can save in new location. There's a drop down there and you can click and save in same location, but that will save into your raw files folder. So you probably want to click on save in new location and select your folder. So what you will do is navigate to your HND1 photography folder that you set up last week in your folder trees. You'll head into Seeing the Light if that's the brief you're working on, and you probably want to put this in your edits folder. So with that destination selected, come down to the bottom of that dialog box and click on select. Okay. You should have already batch renamed all your files, so you shouldn't need to rename your file at this stage. The next section down is format, so you'll want to make sure you have your file format as a JPEG. We'll talk about metadata later on, so that's okay. The other thing to note is the quality, so you always want your best quality JPEG, so that should be a 12 in the quality box and you should be at maximum 10 to 12, but always put down 12. Later on in the course we'll talk about colour space, but we don't need to worry about that quite yet. And you can image resize if you need to, but my advice is just to leave that unchecked and type 300 in the resolution, and you want that to be pixels per inch. So 300 ppi as that's known. And that means what you'll have is a high-res JPEG. Once you've set all that up, all you need to do is click on the save button, and you should see at the bottom left that it's saving that there, and you can see how long it's taking by the wee progress bar, and that's it done. So if I navigate down to my folder and I have a wee look just to make sure my file is in there, head into Seeing the Light, edits, and there's my file in there. Okay, so once you've exported as a JPEG, we're still in Camera Raw, so we now need to come out of Camera Raw and head back to Bridge. If you click on the bottom right button which says done, that means all of the changes that you'll have will be applied to your file, and we can just click done, and you'll notice there the difference between the two files. So this file, which is the one we were just working on, has a little filter at the top right, and that means it's been optimized. This is a different file and it doesn't have any information at the top right, so it's not yet been optimized. So that's saving our files as a JPEG in Camera Raw and also applying our settings in Camera Raw and heading back into Adobe Bridge.